Alright, so this is the method for the construction that we'll be doing. So here you can see me marking off my angles like I usually do for every isometric projection, right? So I'm going to be marking off the 90-degree angle as well as the 30-degree angles. So here I'm going to draw my angles. Now I'm going to take the measurement of the diameter of the circle for the cylinder, right? And that's going to be 60 mm. So once I have that measurement there, I mark it off on the two 30-degree angles, right? And then using the same 60 mm, you see me mark it off on the 90-degree as well, right? So you see that I have my two arcs intersecting there. So now all I need to do is join the sides of the isometric square, right? So that isometric square is going to be used to construct the isometric circle. So the first step to constructing this isometric circle is to draw the longest diagonal in the square as shown there, right? So now that I have my diagonal drawn there, right, I'm going to take my ruler and set square, right, and you're going to see me slide that 30-degree angle to the midpoint in the isometric square, right? The midpoint is where the two diagonals meet. Alright, that's the midpoint there. So I'm going to label that point there as O. Alright, so now I'm going to slide the other 30-degree angle towards the midpoint, alright, as shown here. So I slide it towards the midpoint there and then I draw my line. So here I'm labeling point D and point E. So now I'm going to join two lines. One is going to be from O to E, and the next one is going to be from O to D. So now I'm going to take my compass, put it at point O, and open to point D. And I'm going to scribe one arc, which is going to be basically a part of the isometric circle. Right? So that's only one part of the isometric circle. In order to get the other part, I put my compass point where the two lines are intersecting there, as you can see, right? And I open to D, and then I'm going to describe another arc, right? Which is another part of the isometric circle. So I'm going to repeat that same step at point E, where the two lines intersect. I open it to point E, and I scribe another arc, getting another part of the isometric circle. So now I'm coming to that point there on the isometric square, and I'm going to open to the same arc that I drew there just now, and there I'm going to scribe the final arc to complete the isometric circle. Alright, I'm going to mark off the height of the cylinder, which is 80 mm. So I open to 80 mm, and on the same 90-degree angle, I'm going to scribe that 80 mm. So now what I'm going to do here is slide the 30-degree angles to that 80 mm height, right? So you can see me setting my set square there, and I'm going to slide it up to the height that I marked off there, right? The 80 mm height. So the same thing is going to be repeated for the other 30-degree angle. So basically now the same isometric square that I constructed at the bottom here is also going to be constructed at the top as well, right? So all I'm doing here is repeating steps that I did before, right? You can see me taking the measurement, and I'm marking it on the two lines that I just drew there, right? So here I'm going to complete my isometric square, right? It's basically the same isometric square. Alright, so basically when your isometric square is completed, you just have to repeat the same isometric circle on top, the one that you did at the bottom, and you just have to join the top circle to the bottom circle in order to complete the cylinder. So basically the same steps that you did at the bottom, you repeat them at the top, right? So if you forget the steps, you can rewind the video.